your girl, the mommy money getter, aka MMG. How's everybody doing on this beautiful Sunday? I hope all is well with you all. I'm doing pretty good. I can't complain. I had an excellent morning. Very good morning. I did my praise and worship. I did my quiet time with God, showered, got dressed, and now I'm probably going to hit the streets in a little bit. But before I do, I did want to have a quick little live with you all, get you guys ready for the upcoming week with me. I got my handy dandy notes ready to go. I'm going to let a few more of you guys get in. I hope you guys had an excellent weekend. I spent Saturday in bed. I was so tired last week. Like every minute, I kept feeling like I wanted to just like, I was just so exhausted. I'm still tired today, but I'm feeling a lot better. So, yeah, I'm finally gonna go get my nails done, guys. It's been like a month since I've been to the nail shop. Hate I hate getting my nails done with a passion. And these probably need to come off because it's been so long since I had them. What is today? The 14th? It's probably been like 21, 35 days. How long can you keep your nails on before you take them off? Before you just have to get a whole new set? Because look, I don't know if you guys can see, look, so nasty. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a good, huh?
until they fall.
Until they fall off. No, but like at some point they have to just do a new set. They can't just do a feel.
Yes, they can.
They can still do a feel with this.
Yes.
Mm,
They just shave it down, fill it up.
mm. Yeah, but I want them cut down. I don't like my nails this long. This is way too long. I want them cut down, filed down, and all of that stuff. So yeah. Who's in here with me? Make sure you say hello. Don't just come in here being all rude. Say hi. Say what's good. Um, Let me see. Um, I already feel like I need to wash my hair again because I've been curling it and it smells like that. Hit that like button. So today what are we going to talk about? Let's see. Let's go to my notes. Soft Sundays in real life, a little faith, a lot of grace. We all need that, right? So let's get into it. As the description said, this is not a sermon. This is just a Sunday check-in. We're talking about life, growth, rest, which we all need, laughter, and trusting God without pretending to have it all together because I don't. I'm the first to acknowledge my shortcomings, and I hope you all can do that self inventory for yourself. You like the sweater? Thanks, baby girl. That's my baby girl, Kamaria. What's it giving? Is it giving First Lady realness? Look, I got my little cross on. This is actually Kamaria. She found this in her jewelry box. I gave it to her. What did I give it to you for? A birthday or whatever? And she hasn't worn it. So I said, let me put it on my chain. It gives Christmas. It does give Christmas, doesn't it? It gives Frosty the Snowman. It gives a little winter wonderland vibes, which is what I wanted to give today. You know, a little softness, a little whatever. Thanks for tuning in, Kamaria. Kamaria is one of my daughters who does show support every now and again. Hit the like button for me, Kamaria. Um, but yes, let's get this week kicked off on a high note because I do believe when you're intentional about life, when you take the time to really invest in planning your week, when you take the time to stop and rest and get those spiritual downloads from the Creator, my Father in heaven, when you take those opportunities to just rest and relax, that's when you can just not only recuperate and re-energize, but you can also become reawakened and re-enlightened. When you're all off into what's going on in the world, when you become consumed by everything that's going on, then you can't hear from God. And you really can't really be as creative as you could be. You can't be as soft as you could be. You can't really just get in down to the meat and potatoes of who you are because you got so much muck and grime from our cell phones, from what everybody else is saying and doing, right? So that's why sometimes I like to just vibe out and just really take the time to think about life and what I'm doing and what my purpose is. Um, so yeah, if you have a minute, friends, please just, vibe out with me, comment and chat with me. Let me know what you think about what I'm saying. Participate fully as much as you can. I know some of you are probably watching on the replay. I appreciate you, replay gang. And some of you are probably just getting ready for church, or maybe you got back home from church, or maybe you're on your way to Sunday lunch or brunch. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you're just at home, kicking back in bed, just stopping by, checking out MMG to see what I got going on, I appreciate that too. Um, so yeah, like I was saying, if this week wore you out, you are not alone, honey. I am tired of this year. 2025 has been a hectic year to begin with. And then now that is winter and things are not slowing down, right? We just got over Thanksgiving. We had to shop for dinner, cook dinner, and prepare for that. Now we're transitioning into to Christmas, right? So it's all about presents, family, uh, and all of those things. And so we have to remember sorry guys, to slow down and take care of our own spirits. We have to make sure that we are getting our rest and all of that good stuff, right? Um, for me, Sunday is always a reminder of who I am and where I'm at and how I need to take time for me. And not only that, how I need to slow down and hear from God. Hey, Callie, how's your Sunday going? Callie was turned up yesterday with the fam bam. Um, and a lot of you are doing that. A lot of us are spending time with our family. Oh, listen, it is not sweater weather. I'll be taking this off when I get off this live. I'm actually on my way to go get my nails done. But while I wait for baby girl to get ready, then I just decided to come on live with you guys. You're still turned up. I miss those times when I used to get gathered with family. We don't do that anymore um, as often as we used to. Every birthday, every holiday, I used to spend it with my family. And now that I'm almost 50, um, I'm more so into spending time with my own family. Um, I have children and I have grandchildren, so I don't really like to really. I love my family and I love gathering with my family, but right now I'm more into spending time with the family I created. So, but I do miss those times when we were all younger, when the kids were younger and playing around and all of that stuff. Good times, right? Glad that you got to spend time with your family. And that's what the weekends are all about, spending time with family, slowly winding down and just really, really and appreciate that time, Callie, because I'm going to tell you, there's going to become a time when all the kids are grown. Um, your family members have created their own families, and by that I mean your cousins and your siblings, they have children and grandchildren, they're older, and now you guys don't won't be and then you won't be able to get together as much. It will have to be a concerted effort. A couple of weeks ago, my family and I got together for a karaoke, R&B karaoke, and we had a good time. It had been a long time since we had done something like that. And when I tell you we all had a good time, it was just so fun. My mother was so excited to see her daughters singing together and have a good time. Our teenagers and our kids were just off somewhere, probably laughing and joking and uh, looking at us like we were crazy singing 90s R&B. Hey Ann, good afternoon. How are you doing? I'm doing great. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling better than I felt all week. As I was saying, I'm worn out. I am worn out by 2025, and that's really probably just what's wrong with me. I've been taking my iron pills because of my anemia, y'all. And my daughter's like, if you feel that tired, just go to the doctor. But what I really believe it is, I believe I'm just exhausted. If if it lingers or it feels like it's after a good night of rest, because I haven't had a good night's rest, but after a good couple of nights of rest, if I don't feel like my normal self, I will go to the doctor. But I feel like I'm just exhausted. I feel like I just need a vacation where I do nothing, where I'm not taking kids to school, where I'm not cooking dinner, where I'm not on social media, where I'm not doing anything but just laying out by a beach. And I told my kids, I said we were going to go to Texas. I don't really want to go to Texas right now. Um, but I said, let's do Hawaii right before or right after my birthday. I'm going to get the tickets so I can't punk out. So, yeah, I've been like just realizing how much pressure we put on ourselves, right? We put a lot of pressure on ourselves to be successful, to lose weight, to be good parents. Where a lot of you all are putting a lot of pressure of your on yourself right now because it's the holidays and God never asked us for that. He never asked us to go above and beyond. I mean, you want to give your kids a good Christmas, you because you want them to have those memories, but your kids won't love you anymore if you go broke. As a matter of fact, they'll probably be upset if after Christmas you can't pay the bills. Hi, Mike Jones. Thanks for tuning in. How are you today? So yeah, take it easy. Like if you can only do a little bit, do a little bit. I'm not saying, oh, it's Christmas, forget the holidays, especially if you're used to the holiday traditions and decorating your house. Like, hopefully, you have decorations from past years that you can still use. Yeah, yeah. Hopefully, you still have some decorations from years before. Hopefully, you still have an artificial tree from a previous year. I know I did. I pulled out my tree from last year. I finally broke with tradition and getting real trees. I love a real tree, but you know what? It was just tradition. Sometimes we're just doing things out of the sake of doing them. It doesn't have any rhyme or reason to it. Everybody should have an artificial tree. Why are we cutting down trees every year to put inside our homes? Why are we even doing that? It's bad for the what is it called? The atmosphere, the what do you call it, guys? Give me the word. See, I can barely think. You know, it's bad for the environment. That's what I was going to say. I knew the E was coming. It's bad for the environment. Why are we constantly sweating the small stuff? Why did I want to spend $100 every year on a tree when I could spend $100 one time and have a tree that probably will last me forever? All I have to do is break it down and put it back in this box in the garage. Absolutely, and we have to take care of ourselves. Um, and when we're so busy trying to be there for this person, trying to accomplish this goal or that goal, what about us? What about us? So yeah, I just was like, last year my daughter got the tree, and you know what that freed me up to do? I had decorations already, but what it freed me up to do was give somebody else those decorations. And instead of spending $100 on another tree, I could spend that money on the new decorations I wanted. And you know what? How I'll do it is if I spend a lot of money on decorations one year, oh, we're going to do the same decorations for at least 2 years. I was looking at my neighbor and I was like, that is so boring every year. And I've been living at the same place for a number of years. I'm not going to say how long, but for quite some time. And this same neighbor, every year, he puts out the same holiday decorations for Christmas and for Halloween. Same thing every year. And it still looks good. It still looks nice. He just brings it on out. You don't like the pine smell? I love the pine smell. You said nice and fake, $300. That's a lot of money for a tree. And let me tell you something. If I spent, I think 85 for my tree, but I did see some trees that were really nice for like 400 and 500. If I spend that kind of money on a tree, we're never getting another tree. Yep, and we're never getting another tree. And then after a while, you should have themes, right? Maybe you have pink and white, red and white and gold and whatever, so that if you want to switch it up, you can switch it up. So I'll keep these decorations, and like I said, next year it will be the same thing. uh, since my daughter came and got my old decorations, I can't use those next year. But one year I had red and like black and plaid, something like that. I did, honey, when I tell you, we must have did that Christmas 2 or 3 years in a row because I spent hundreds of dollars on decorations. So like I said, get yourself to the point where, like Callie, he has the same tree for 4 or 5 years. Get yourself to the point where you can decorate during the holidays without it affecting your budget. Get yourself to the point where it's more about holidays and traditions, such as spending time together, than it is about running out and spending money and getting a bunch of gifts that most of the time we don't need, right? Um, I'm sure we would all like to have new things, but we don't always need them. So sometimes, and I feel like this life is all about ups and downs, right? Sometimes we might have it more than other times, right? Depending on your situation, you may have gotten laid off. You may have been sick this year and you were unable to work as much, or any number of things, right? So this year, things may have been tight for you. Christmas shouldn't be to the point where you are upset with yourself because you couldn't buy as many Christmas gifts, right? And if our families love us, like we love them, then they should be like, you know what? Don't worry about it. We're doing Christmas dinner this year. We'll make enough to, or we can come to your house and make it however you want to do it. If you're the one that's always doing dinner and maybe this year you can't because you're sick or whatever, your family should come to your house and do it or invite you to their house. You shouldn't feel like, well, we won't have a Christmas dinner if I don't do it. Absolutely, Callie. Absolutely. We have to start making it about togetherness and being there for each other more than about material things and just one person. I know my mother, she used to tell us, you don't know what it takes for me to put this Christmas dinner together and you guys aren't really helping. And I would help, like we would go to the store if she forgot something or she needed more of something. I remember my mom is a big fan of dressing, but she likes everything cut small. So I would always be responsible for cutting everything small. And why is my computer scratched up already? I would have to cut all the celery and onions and bell pepper. She would have me making cornbread or grating cheese, things like that, and that would be and checking on the food. It takes a lot to make a big dinner for everybody. And my mom would do it every year, every holiday. And it would take her like 2 days to cook, really, because maybe she would start the night before on pies and cakes and things like that. And people would come in, oh, when's the food ready? Or the food doesn't taste good. People was me when I got grown. But she said, you don't know all the money and all the preparation and everything that goes into putting this dinner together. and having everybody over. My mother had everybody over, and nobody has done it since. I've done it at my house a few times, but nobody is saying everybody come over to my house. I'm gonna do dinner like my mom used to do. She used to have everybody. I'm talking her sister, her nieces and nephews, our friends, our partners, whoever we were with. When I was married, everybody would be there. You never know how much the money and time they put in. Absolutely, Callie. Yes, it's all about saving money too because Christmas is just right. It's just one day out of the year, and we all got to live 364 other days. And then some people don't appreciate what you do for them and the time you spent into it anyway. So I just, just reminding you all that if you can do it, do it. And when I say if you can do it, I don't mean just money. I also mean if you have the presence of mind. Because some of us are depressed right now. I get a little seasonal depression, and I'm not really depressed, but I feel more introverted than usual. Like, I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to be bothered right now. I don't. I don't feel like I got my teens, so I have to do Christmas for them, but I don't want to leave my house on Christmas. And I know my mom loves Christmas. Christmas is her favorite time of the year, and she wants to see everybody, but I don't want to see nobody. You haven't been live in 2 weeks, Callie? Wow. Yes, you did. You just went live yesterday. You just went live yesterday, Callie. Well, since yesterday. Oh, okay. So before then, it was 2 weeks. It gets to a point. It gets to a point where you get tired of uh coming on live and sharing yourself. Somebody said that like sometimes I don't feel like I want to be on camera. Some days I feel like I just don't want to share pieces of me. I don't want to give anything away. I don't want to talk to people. I don't want to put on makeup. I don't want to share myself, you know. Hey Lily, how are you doing? Happy Sunday. I hope you're having a great day. Thank you for coming in. Um yeah, so it gets to a point and like I said, if people don't understand, oh well, you can't give what you don't have. If you don't have the mental awareness to give to other people, you just don't have it. And right now, I just don't have another, I just don't have it in my spirit. And God forgive me. And I hope my family understands, but I just don't have it in me to come out on Christmas and be around a bunch of people um, who I don't feel. Here's the thing, and I talked about this earlier this summer. You guys remember I said I stopped talking to my whole family. Well, I'm getting to the point like this. Things have been said, things have been done, and I'm getting to the point like this where I just want you to back off from me. I don't hate you. I'm still praying for everybody. I still love my family. Wouldn't want to see anything happen to anybody. But I'm just getting to the point where I'm just protective of me and my mental health. It's like, you know, families can be really dysfunctional and toxic, right? Um, Hell, people in general. And I don't even know if people really understand the effects that they have on other people. So many of us are going through things, even me, right? Some of us are going through so much and we don't realize how we're projecting our emotions onto other people. We don't realize how bad we're making other people feel by little comments we make, little things we say. You may think that you're just joking around, but hey, somebody doesn't feel like joking today. And what you said really got to them. Or you may think, oh, it was an argument. They got over it. I got over it. I got over it, but I don't want to be around you no more. I got over the things you said. I got over the malicious accusations and things that you did. But now I'm cool. Now I'm cool because families should never get to the point where you're saying things and Don't get me wrong. As much as I take, I can give. I can probably give it 10 times more than I take. I can make you feel bad about yourself. You come for me, I am coming for you with a vengeance. And that's not who I want to be. That's not the way I want to conduct myself. And I don't want to be around people who I feel like I got to come hard at you. If I feel like I got to, because I got to pray about it later, I got to ask God for forgiveness later, because I am not. I am not enlightened enough to take something on the chin. I'm going to give it back to you. So I don't want to be around people like that, y'all. I don't. Whether it's my kids, whether it's my family, I don't care who you are, friends, none of that. If and I don't need anybody to walk on eggshells around me, but I need you to be talk to me nice. I need you to be happy when you see me. I need you to make me feel good to be around you, and you need that same thing for me. It's enough going on in this world. Bills are expensive. Everything is overpriced and out of control. People are losing jobs. People are sick. Nobody needs to hear anybody else put them down, talk down to them, come from 20 years ago with some bull that I don't care what I said 20 years ago. A lot is going on. Absolutely. Absolutely, Callie. Too much is going on. If I said something or did something to you 20 or 30 years ago, forget about it because I probably did. Um, no, I'm just playing. But you know, even like right now, it's really hard, and I'm very sensitive to things right now. I'm understanding more so now that things that people have said to me, they stay in here. They stay in my mind. I forgive, Lily. I forgive, but it's hard to forget depending on what was said. And that's what people say, oh, you're supposed to forgive and forget. It's hard to forget if somebody has said something that cuts deep, or if somebody that has did something that was betrayal. It's hard. I feel like if you heal, you can forget. But still, sometimes that scent, you might smell something, you might hear a song, you might see something on TV that'll put you back in there. And if you're like me, I'm this person, I'm gonna go down that rabbit hole. I'm gonna go deep and down to the, like I said, meat and potatoes. I'll be all the way down, and before you know it, I'm back in 1982 with some shit. Cursing, I was trying not to, y'all. I'm working on that too. So that's why I said I don't need bad energy around me. Used to forgive and don't forget. I think forget means you don't hold it against people. I don't think forget means that it's just erased from your memory. But I do feel like once you are healed and if you forgive, I feel like the healing um so it's good for for you to forgive as quickly as possible so that that healing can occur. But sometimes certain things just hurt us so bad that we can't let it go so easily, right? And even once we do let it go, it's like this. If you got hit by a car, right? And you broke your leg, you're no longer mad at the person or upset because the person hit you. It may have been an accident or whatever, however it happened. But your leg is still broken. Your leg still needs to heal, right? And every time you try to stand up on that leg, you remember that you how you broke it and that it was broken. You know what I'm saying? And then 2 years from now in the cold winter, when that cold hits your injured leg, you remember that your leg was broke and how it happened. And you be like, damn that person for hitting me and causing this pain. And you might forgive them, but when that pain comes back, and that's why, we have to watch ourselves and not allow people to traumatize us or trauma dump on us with their BS, right? If the holidays are going to cause you to be to a point where you can't get out of the bed, where you're mad, where you're upset, where you're depressed, don't do it. Don't go around your family. Or I know some people say, well, my mother-in-law, she talks like this about me, but my husband always wants to go over for Christmas. Talk to your husband and say, hey, I'm your wife. I need you to have my back on this. Your mother is always saying rude things to me. I'm never good enough. You either talk to your mother or you understand I'm not going over your mother's house this year for Christmas. Or we did Thanksgiving with your family. I want to do Christmas with my family. That's why it's so important that we marry people who uh, love us, right? And who care about our needs too. And sometimes we don't. I didn't. Shoot, that's why I got a divorce. Uh, sometimes we don't. Sometimes people can't get over their humanness, and that's when we have to step up for ourselves and say, "Hey, you know what? I need this from me. And if you're not going to give it to me, or if you're not going to accommodate it, bye, bye." Yeah. So also, we might need rest. Like I said, some of us are so tired. There's a verse about God giving us rest. And, for me, that's so important to me right now, especially as the end of the year is coming. Like this summer, you guys know you were here with me. I was going live every day. I got monetized and then I got demonetized, y'all. But I'm about to be monetized again. But I was hitting it hard on YouTube. I was, thank you, Peachy. How are you doing, sweetheart? Was good, cousin. I'm glad you were able to tune in. I know you probably had to work last night. How was work? Um, thank you for tuning in, Peachy. I appreciate you. Um, like, we all need rest. Some of us are dealing with things that we come on YouTube every day, and you guys don't even know that we're dealing with something behind the scenes because we show up for our YouTube following and we show up for ourselves every day on YouTube, and the whole time we got stuff going on. You know what I mean? So that's how I feel today. Like right now, I don't even feel my best self. I'm feeling like really, ugh, like I want to just turn this off right now, but I'm going to push through. So, yeah, like God gave us rest for a reason. He worked for God took what, 6 days making the earth, and on that seventh day, the Sabbath day, he rested. So make sure you're getting rest too. Um, sometimes faith looks like prayer, sometimes it looks like a nap. I miss you too. What's your trying to heal? You're off for the next 3 months. Oh no. I was supposed to call you. I want to call you so we could chat. We got to chat. And since you're off, now I can do it. Now I can do it since you are off. Let me go to my YouTube on here. We can sit and talk. I'll have my tea, you'll have whatever it is you like, and we could sit and have a chat on FaceTime or whatever. Because I do have your number. That's what I'm saying. Like I get to the point where I got so much going on. Like my mom was calling me, and I was like, ugh. Like, what does she want? People were calling me. I'm like, ugh. Like, really? Um, yes, I think, phone conversations are best, especially when you have a lot to say. Um, I was so busy with working and doing affiliate marketing and social media and all of that different stuff. I really had tunnel vision for like all the Black Friday week. I was uh, really just like concentrating on doing my sales. And wouldn't you know it, after Black Friday week, now I'm getting more sales as I slow down. I was putting so much effort into getting and making the same amount of money that I made last year, which I didn't by a long shot. And then now that Black Friday week is over, and now that I've stopped grinding as hard, now the sales are coming in. Go figure. And here I am, like, oh my gosh, why are people calling me? I'm so busy. I got work to do. They know I'm working. It's like, we have to just slow down. Slow down. Life is gonna be what it is. We can't will life to be what we want it to be, right, guys? We gotta just let it be what it's gonna be. Yeah, things life is gonna life. Peachy, life is gonna life. In spite of our best intentions. I mean, just when things are going well too, just when we think we finally got things the way we want them to, here it comes like boom, like a gut punch, right? We get sucker punched by life. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta roll with it. Thank you for that reminder. Um, yeah, I mean, what can you do? If you're sick, you can't make yourself heal any faster than you're gonna heal. You just gotta rest and take care of yourself, right? If if you're trying to make money, you can go out there and try to do something to make the money, and it might not be the right result, right? And you can get yourself in trouble, or you can be toiling, and it's called selfish ambition, right? Because you're toiling and you're trying to make money and you're trying to make money, but you're not really taking the opportunity to be grateful for what you already have. And you might already have enough, but you just want so much more. And you see other people and they're buying this and they're having that. Even with social media, oh, I see this person, their numbers are going up. Um, they're putting out this much content, they're going live every day. You might not be able to go live every day. You might only be able to go live once a week because that's all you got in you. You got your family, you have work, dot, 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 dot. That person, they might have a family and stuff like that, but they might be able to uh, multitask a little bit better than you. Maybe that's not where you're at yet. Or who's to say they're not neglecting something else, right? Because when we show up to YouTube, when I'm on YouTube right now, my kids are okay, right? I got teenagers, but and one of them is getting ready to go. We're going to go somewhere. But if I'm on YouTube all day, if I'm creating content all day and I don't stop to take time to go see about my children, then I'm neglecting them. I'm on here hanging out with you guys, going live and making content, but I got kids that need me, right? Kids that need to be dropped off at school, kids that I need to sit down and talk to. So, no, you got to take time and put everything in its place, right? So yeah, make sure that, and most of all, like I said, make sure that you are taking care of you and you are resting because if you're burning the candle at both ends, like MMG does a lot of the times, then you're gonna be like me, and then all of a sudden you're gonna feel exhausted, and I know why you're just so tired when you've been running and running and running and running, and your body is finally saying, uh, give me some sleep, girl. You better go take your iron pills, girl. You better eat healthy, girl. That's how I feel right now. Like my body is set and I've been eating whatever I want. And my body's like, hell to the no. Everything just hit at once. Hmm. I think that's God telling us, hey, pay attention. Like, look, he's like, pay attention. It's something that I need you to understand right now. I need you to slow down. I need you to stop. I need you because if I don't do this, you're just going to keep going and you're going to just keep heading down the path that you want to head down and I need you. God set God set me down with anxiety a long time ago. I was working, going to school, taking care of my kids, married, doing this, doing that, going anywhere I wanted to go, doing whatever I needed to do. And it got to a point where I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't, even if I wanted to, my mind wouldn't let me. It's like people say, you know how somebody has social anxiety and they can't be around people to the point they can't even walk out their front door. And you're like, why can't you walk out your front door? Because the mind is a terrible thing. I am blessed. I was going to say lucky. There's no such thing as luck. I am blessed to be here. I am blessed to be able to do the things that I do. I am blessed to be able to show up on social media because there are people who live with anxiety who cannot. There are people who live with anxiety that cannot get in the car. There are people who live with anxiety who are on meds, who can't be trusted with their children. Listen, God is good. I'm not going to ever, 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 ever deny God his props. I thank God that even though things got pretty rough and got pretty bad for me, I thank God. And that's what, let me go back to what I was saying. God has to sit us down to show us. Here I was running amok, doing this, doing that, putting myself in positions in a job that was stressful, in a marriage that was toxic and dysfunctional, kids that were toxic and dysfunctional, family that was toxic and dysfunctional. And here I am just in the midst of it all, just in the midst of it all, not realizing I need to take a machete to all that. God forgive me, I'm not going to cuss. I needed to take a machete, I needed to cut it all off. Sometimes you need to just cut it all off so you can still be here for your kids, for yourself, for yourself. Sometimes you have to leave that job. You have to leave that husband. You have to tell your kids, you're grown. I raised you. I put everything into you that I could. Now you got to get out there and sit on your own because I refuse to let you cause me to lose my mind. I know parents who are doing that. They're loving on their kids. They're bailing them out of jail. They're constantly making excuses for them. They're constantly showing up for them, and the kids are still out of control. They're constantly trying to put them in rehabs. They still won't stop doing drugs. They still won't stop stealing from them. They still won't stop making their life a living hell. And because they are their kids, they won't let it go. Let it go. Let your kids go. Let the job go. Let the husband go. Let the family go. So what? That's your family. So what is your mother? So what is your father? So what is your kids? If you don't have you, those people will still be walking around this earth, still doing whatever it is they're doing, still raising hell, and you will be in some nut house somewhere. You'll be sick with nobody to take care of you because you're the person, the glue that was holding everything together, or because you have been taking so many sucker punches and gut punches that now you can't even take care of yourself. You're messed up. That's how people have strokes. That's how people get high blood pressure. That's how people have nervous breakdowns because they're taking on too much and the people in their lives don't give a doggone. People definitely will bring you bad energy, Callie. Absolutely, Callie. If we have good children and children who are doing what they need to do, my kids, you know, my three younger ones, they're okay for now. They're okay for now, but who knows what they might decide they want to do tomorrow. My older ones are my older ones. God got them. God got them. Um, they feel like they're grown and they are, and they can make their own decisions. They can. And I got to live with that. I got to stop trying to over mom them. And I think, I used to understand why when I would see some of my friends even or some mothers, they'd like take the hands off approach, like they got to see for themselves. I would be like, what mom would do that? I always felt like I had to be that helicopter mom and hover over my children. Now I have an 18-year-old daughter who's wanting to uh she's in college right now, they're on break. So she wants to go out with friends. I don't really like her to go out and do this and do that, but I got to trust her. I got to trust her that I put good things into her, and I got to trust God that He's keeping her. I can't hold this girl hostage. You know what I'm saying? She has to live her life too. She has to have fun with her friends, and now that she's on break, she has to have that downtime. All they're doing is going to movies and stuff like that. Uh, I just try to tell her, hey, look out for this and look out for that. And then when she goes out, as a mom, I'm like, but I said, God, you got her. I thank you, God, for keeping watch over her. Even my adult children, my oldest one, well, why should I listen to you? My adult daughter, is really close in age to me. I had her as a teenager, so she's, not that much younger than I am. We're more like sisters probably, but she doesn't want to hear me telling her, you need to be this type of mom, you need to do this, you need to do that. It's always, well, you did this as a mom, you didn't do that as a mom. Okay, and that's why I'm here to tell you. So I have to back off, and um I understand that it causes you a lot more stress when absolutely, we got to believe the things that we instilled into them will come into play. Right, right. Absolutely. We can't just say, I mean, that's what life is. And I'm sure that, and I asked my mom, I said, Mom, like when I was married and this was going on, she was like, yeah, I felt like that. But my mom didn't say anything. My mom just continued to pray. Um, because I know that I haven't always made good decisions. I know that when I would be at work in the juvenile halls and the juvenile camps and things like that, working with murderers and rapists and working with even the staff were out of control and crazy sometimes. I know my mom was probably praying hard for me that I would make it home safe because, people say, oh, those are kids, but a lot of them were grown ups, some of them in their 20s that I had to work with. Some of them are, like I said, in there for murder. One kid, he had drove around with his friend's body with blood all over him. So, people think that, oh, adults are bad, but kids can be too. Criminal behavior starts in youth. Most of the time, people don't become adults and decide to become deviant. That starts in youth. So we're dealing with it at its most infancy and immature level. Well, I used to be, thank God for Jesus that I'm retired and I don't have to deal with that anymore. And that was one thing, and I told you guys about that before. That was one thing that I had to make a choice for myself and get up out of there. You work closely with juvenile clients too, so you know how it can be. And a lot of people were saying, well, how will you support your children? How will you take care of your family? That's the heart of it all. How will you do X, Y, Z? I serve God. And even right now, like, I had to remember my faith. I had to remember when I'm not feeling well. Like today, I'm not feeling good. Yesterday was better. Today, not so good. And it's coming and going. I had to remember that the same God that kept me every day in the juvenile halls and the juvenile camps, uh, He's keeping me right now. The same God that kept me and let me make it home safe when I was having panic attacks while driving is the same God that kept me for 2 years without a paycheck. He was the same God that allowed me to earn money as a social media influencer so that I could provide for me and my children when I didn't think that social media was for me. So I don't know what it is that you're dealing with, if it's an illness, if it's a marriage, if it's a job, whatever it is, don't forget that you don't have to be in control, that you don't have the last say, so that whatever you experience, whatever somebody who you know experienced, that's not you. You know what I'm saying? Just because they had cancer and they didn't beat it, just because they lost their job and they lost it all, because I know many people who lost their job and they were homeless. They had to start from ground zero. That wasn't for me. God didn't have that for me. And, just like God don't have a husband for me, I don't care. God has a husband for somebody else, though, who's taking care of the home and doing what he needs to do. But for me, God said, Charity, you're going to be by yourself and you're going to raise your teenagers. And not only are you going to be divorced, but your kid's father is going to pass away. So you're really going to be on your own. And Charity, you're not going to go to work. You're going to be at home for 2 years without a job, no husband, no family support, and you're going to rely on me. That's what God had for me, to doubt that I would, have anything or be able to feed my children. So God could show up and say, "Yep, I got you. Yep, I got you." No, no, no. I'm not I don't care about being married really. Like I feel so traumatized by men. Oof. Not even just my men, okay? Like from people and how I see they go through things. Somebody said, "Oh, my husband, he doesn't want me to go, I want to go on a girls' trip." And he won't let me go on a girls' trip. I was reading it in some message group and I was like, ooh. Or somebody said it could be very simple. Oh, well, we spent this holiday with you guys, so this holiday we're going to no, I want to go wherever I want to go. I want to go wherever I want to go. I want to spend whatever amount of money I want to spend. I want to do what I want to do. I like that. I like, I remember when I was married, my husband said, "Well, I don't want to go to your mom's house for Christmas this year." And again, remember I told you guys earlier, me and my family, we spent every holiday together. And here he is because his mama was his mammy was a Jehovah's Witness, and they never got to celebrate Christmas. So now when I want to go celebrate with my family, he doesn't want to. So I said, "Well, let me take the kids down for a little bit and I'll be back. Make sure you come right back. Don't stay gone too long." And my dumbass did it. My dumbass did it. We were broken up right after that, too. So, mm, girl, the new one is blowing your wig back. See, I gotta live vicariously through you. I don't mind having friends. I don't mind dating. I don't mind going out for some coffee, for some chai tea. I don't mind going out. I don't mind, conversing on the phone and texting. It's all that we together stuff. It's all that, oh, well, what you doing? Well, who you gonna be with? No, ask me no questions. I'll tell you no lies. I told someone yesterday that I am now practicing what is it called? Um, It's called E something M. It's ethical monogamy. It's where you date and it's kind of like it's not polyamory or polygamy. It's not open relationships. It's just that look, you're not the only one I'm seeing. Me and you are together when we are together, and when we're not together, we're not together. But you know about it, and I know about you. May have other friends and other things you're doing. I know that's right. You know what? If and listen, if you are able to find that love and find that your person, because one day God might have a person for me. I just don't feel like it's right now because it's gonna take some time for me to just like give selflessly to somebody right now. I don't feel like I want to even do that. Like I said, we can hang, we can chill, but I don't want any commitment. I don't want to be committed to somebody. You know what? I'm so happy that you have that. I'm so happy that you have someone who's loving on you and supporting you because you deserve it. First of all, you're a baddie. Second of all, you are such a sweetheart, Peachy. You deserve whatever you ask God for and whatever you're waiting on, whatever it is, because I know that you're a good person who is deserving of all that God has to offer. And so am I. So am I. Maybe God, like I said, he had to sit me down before. Maybe he has to look stupid. I want you with somebody. And, he knows where I'm at with that. I don't want to be forever without a husband. I don't want to be like 60 years old, like feeding a cat and, have a cat because I don't have a husband. Absolutely not. I don't want to do that. But just like maybe a year or two, another year or two, chilling and doing me, maybe till I get these kids grown up. I hope you get that smoke. Peachy says she want all the smoke. Peachy says she's all the way in. I know that's what's up. Absolutely. We're both deserving. Peachy says she wants all the smoke. You're ready to get married, Peachy? Hey, blessings to you. I hope that that happens soon for you. And I want to invite to the wedding. I hope that comes for you soon. That's absolutely great. I love that. I love that. Now, I've been on here for a minute. I've been on here for an hour already. I think I have a few more notes. Maybe not because I get to talking and before I know it, uh, let me just say this last little part. It says, I really believe God smiles when we choose joy on purpose. And that's what I'm going to leave you guys with. Um, choose joy right now, guys. Um, choose to be happy, just like Peachy is doing. She chooses to be happy. God has brought someone into her life and she's happy and she's enjoying every minute of it. I think you said he brought you some food. You said he brought you some, babe brought some lamb chops down to the jizzab. I know that's right. I know that's right. And that's exactly what it's all about. When we're falling in love, when we are first getting into the groove of things and everything is new, right? Absolutely. I remember you said that. Um, Let me see something. So yes, find find those pieces of joy. Where are you guys going to, Peachy? Um, choose joy this holiday season. Like I said, choose to choose to be there for yourself. Choose to be there for your family and friends. Choose to rest and take a moment or two to stop and just take it all in. Choose to just be whatever it is you want to be and do whatever it is you want to do. Life is too short for us to get caught up into life, right? Get so caught up to where we find ourselves not enjoying life anymore. And there's no reason that anybody should feel that way. There's no reason why you should feel unhappy. Even if you are sick in bed, even if you did just lose your job, those things don't make you. Those things don't ultimately account for who you are. Come here, daughter. What accounts for who you are is what's inside and how you show up for the world. So please do that. Please be happy this week. No matter what's going on, please find it within God if you can't find it in this world, and if you can't find it within yourself. And you guys, I'm gonna see you guys later. I got stuff to do. I got food to eat. I need to go eat. It is 1 o'clock. I'm thirsty and I'm hungry. I don't even eat lamb. I do not eat lamb, but I feel like I want a piece of lamb just because I was talking about it. That 4 bedroom is coming. That 4 bedroom is coming, Peachy. It's on the way. You have a good day too. Thank you, Callie, for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. I love you too. I love you guys all. Thank you guys. Have a blessed day. And I'm gonna call you. What I got going on tomorrow? I don't know. But I'm gonna email you and see when a good time, because now you got a man. Honey, when you ladies get a man, honey, you don't have time for nobody. Oh, oh, you're headed to your for a bedroom? What? Huh? We got to talk about this. We got to talk about this. I want to hear all about it. I want to hear all about it. I'm excited for you. All right, guys. Talk to you guys later. Have a good day.